Hello, my friends. If you are here, you're a subscriber. And let me just start off by saying I appreciate you so much, especially right now when things are just kind of crazy. I honestly don't know who to trust, but for the most part, I trust you guys because you support me and you got my back, and I appreciate it so much. Now, I've done a short 2-minute video on this already, and I'm going to put that in here just for people who haven't seen it, but I've got a whole lot more to add. And let me start out by saying I realize just how insane this seems, and I'm not 100% sure how they pull it off, but I'm pretty sure they've pulled it off. Now, my goal is to show you enough for you to realize that it probably happened, but I don't think I'm going to be able to convince you how they've done it. First, let me just build a case for you here. Do you know what the giveaway was at the last game that Kobe Bryant ever played at was? The Robo Jam doll. You want to see what that looks like? It is literally a helicopter toy of Kobe Bryant. And we all know what predictive programming is, because if you're a subscriber here, you know what predictive programming is. And this was given away at his last home game. And it doesn't stop there. You want to see the cartoon that was made before he supposedly died?
Almost there. Oh, shit! It's Kobe Bryant.
Help me.
Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out.
Pass.
Now I want to let you watch my old video. One, so it'll kind of refresh my mind of what I can add at the end to show you, because I've got smoking guns I didn't have before and I have more information. But watch this first and I'll see you at the end. I'm not saying, I'm just showing. Kobe Bryant, Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns. They kind of look alike, right? They kind of look really alike. And there's more to it than that. There are some similarities that might just shock you if you continue to watch. And like I said, I'm not saying, I'm just showing. Now, not only do they look similar and have very similar mannerisms, but Myles Garrett just also happens to be really good at basketball. Really good. And move a heck of a lot like a certain somebody else. Do you see it? Because I sure see it. And not just on the way to the hoop, but the way they finish as well. That's a charity game. That's an NBA game. And I'm not sure what this is about, but Myles Garrett dribbling a basketball in an NFL game. And some of you might be saying, but they're built so differently. Kobe's tall and skinny, and Myles is tall and strong. Yeah, because no one has ever gone from zero to hero in a short amount of time. And that's a funny hand symbol they're both making. I wish I knew what that meant. And if you're just not convinced yet, that's okay. But maybe this smoking gun birthmark might do it for you. It's a strange spot to have a very similar birthmark on both seemingly different bodies. There's more. And one just happened to exit a league when the other one came into a league. Now, I don't claim to know exactly how they do this stuff. I really don't. I think it's too complicated, even for me, who spends hours and hours and hours trying to research and figure it out, to fully figure it out. But what I do know is it's been planned for decades, okay? Even to the fact that he was number 33 in high school. And that's no coincidence, and it's not unintentional. And it's also not to say that there wasn't a real Myles Garrett that was an actual person. I mean, like, he played high school football, but I think what they do is they have people who look similar and can come up through the ranks, and then they are replaced by these people who they supposedly kill off. I want to try to give you a prime example of what I mean. So they killed off Heath Ledger. And from all my research, Heath Ledger became Charlie Hunnam. But there was obviously roles Charlie Hunnam played before Heath Ledger died. But let me show you that. So here is supposedly Charlie Hunnam in his first ever role, Nicholas Nickleby. Now, when I look at that, he looks a lot more like James Franco. Look at the nose. The nose is literally identical than to Charlie Hunnam. I mean, those noses are different. So what they do is they will have James Franco play a younger Charlie Hunnam. And then when they kill Heath Ledger off and he becomes Charlie Hunnam, well, then James Franco doesn't have to play Charlie Hunnam anymore. He just resumes, he takes over that role. And they do a little plastic surgery. And believe me, this one, scroll down my page if you don't believe it. This one, I've got the smoking gun, and they sit alike, they walk alike. They're the same person. And this isn't even talking about any of the spiritual component to it, which I do think there are literal fallen angels intertwined into all this stuff. But let's get back to the topic at hand here. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to at least understand a little bit how they do this. Now, I had the smoking gun of the birthmark in their, abdomen, and I thought that was pretty good. But I spent a lot of time, and guess what? I found some more. But before we get into the smoking guns, look, you can see what they would do here is they would literally stretch the eyes up, and they could stretch the skin. The birthmark on his abdomen seems slightly lower, but when you grow from muscle gain and potential cosmetic surgery, things are going to be a little bit off, just like their eyes are a little off. Now I want you to keep in mind, even twins, identical twins, don't have the same identical skin markings. And I just want you to look at these. 1 and 1, and 2 and 2, and there's a third right here, and a third over there. And believe me, there's more. Those are the hard ones to see. So we just scroll down his face the exact same amount, and where those were holes, as Kobe, they filled them in to look like literal skin tags on Miles. Exact same spot. And again, this is the other side of the face now. I'm going to point them out to you. And what they do is they add some and they try to remove some. But I think these are pretty obvious ones. There, and here, and here. And then there's a whole mess of them right in here. You can almost see it's like a triangle pattern there. And the same thing here, look. It's like a triangle pattern. They come up. What are the odds, guys? Now I want to give you some very final thoughts on how I really think they pull this off. I think there is a Myles Garrett, and I think he probably is the one that plays football. And they use Kobe for the interviews. They use Kobe for that basketball game. And here's why I think that. Look at this interview that Myles Garrett did, and tell me this doesn't look like a big, fat bodysuit. This is so unnatural. And the reason I think this is what they did with Prince. Prince in the interviews was David Blaine, and when Prince was performing, he was Cat Williams. I think they're doing the same thing here. When he's actually playing football, it's still Myles Garrett. And when he's in person and doing interviews and things like that, away from the game, I think that's when it's Kobe. Check this out.
To my left.
Listen, it is Kobe's voice.
Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns joining us. Thank you. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Hey. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Man, that's what you should have said. That's where the guy I'm going.
You know what's funny about that? When you said, here we go, Brownies, Chuck started going, where the Brownies at?
Miles, you're a Texas born and bred guy. What is it about the city of Cleveland that has grabbed a hold of you and made it such a special place?
Man, they've really embraced me. I mean, they've really showed a lot of love since I've been here on these last 5 years, ups and downs.
It has its ups and downs.
Years, ups and downs.
You tell me.
It has its ups and downs.
Here's the last piece. That's Kobe. That's Kobe. That's Kobe. I don't think that's Kobe. I think that's who they used when Kobe had transitioned to Miles. That's a latex mask. Just look. Just look.